Not only is Bitcoin safe to own, I want to make the case that it's best viewed as insurance and actually the least risky asset you could own. But before we get into how it serves as this insurance, we want to cover, what is it actually insuring you against? So Connor, in essence, what is Bitcoin's main purpose?
Well, its main purpose is to be served as digital cash. It can't be controlled by any one person or group, and it certainly can't be inflated or devalued.
Very good, and in there lies the answer to our question. See, many nations around the world, including the most powerful like the US and China, have been rapidly devaluing their currencies. Debt levels are at all-time highs. Governments have been printing money like mad, causing lots of inflation everywhere around the world. And this is devaluing everyone's money and their purchasing power. And government officials just keep pushing this off to let future generations or future politicians deal with it and letting the problem grow exponentially. In reality, our present path is unsustainable and is going to continue until the money is worthless.
Wow. So basically, Bitcoin serves as insurance against fiat currency.
Yes.
But is that reasonable? We've always had government-issued currency. Why would you assume it would go away?
Great questions, but that's false. See, we've always had government-issued currency in our lifetimes, but when you look at human history, that's just not always the case. Money was often a bottom-up approach that arose independently. Many small groups and tribes of people, they would use something as money as they traded and cooperated with one another. And only as that proved to do a really good job would that start aggregating out into larger and larger groups of people. These large, centrally controlled organizations that took over and started controlling currency, they have hindered the process of developing good money, not facilitated it.
I kind of remember some stuff like that. Didn't the Roman government do something? They made their gold coins weigh less and less.
Yes, good. I must have jogged your memory. Yeah, inflation and overspending and devaluing of the currency is nothing new. Governments have been doing it as long as they could get away with it. And that's why every single fiat currency to ever exist has lost over 99% of its purchasing power. It's just time that we finally have a money that this can't be done to. Now, here's a fun fact. In 1971, when the US left the gold standard, 1 troy ounce of gold was worth $35. Now it's about $2,000. Now, the gold is the exact same as it was then, and actually there's a lot more and a lot bigger supply of that too. That did not become more valuable. The currency we buy it with became less valuable.
Oh, okay. So that's why so many people use gold as a hedge against inflation. It's also a type of insurance against the depreciation of the currency.
Very good. People also tend to use things like stocks and real estate to hedge against inflation as well. Bitcoin just serves this purpose about 1,000 times better. And I'm sure you remember our past lesson comparing Bitcoin, gold, and fiat currency, but if not, just go back and check it out on the YouTube channel. So how does Bitcoin actually serve as insurance? Well, one, it is the hardest money ever created, as it can't go over 21 million full coins. Two, it is fast, cheap, and easy to send to anybody or anywhere in the entire world. 3, Bitcoin cannot be confiscated without your permission. And 4, Bitcoin cannot be controlled by any one group or entity. It's only managed by its own code in a massive, decentralized, and voluntary community that basically just makes sure Bitcoin continues to operate as normal. That last one is super important. Do you know why?
Well, it means that 3 guys in a conference room can't decide the fate of everyone's money on their own. It actually makes it impossible for these governments to inflate and devalue the money. Governments can't confiscate or take your money, and it means that they must be fiscally responsible because money can no longer be printed.
Yes, great job. That kind of came out of nowhere. The point of Bitcoin is to separate money from state. Our value should not be able to be controlled by one person or some small group of people making these complicated decisions in a fancy boardroom. Our money should not be able to be confiscated and devalued to start unnecessary wars. And we should only be rewarded in proportion directly to the amount of quality that we actually produce. Moving towards a hard money system that can't be controlled puts us in that direction.
Wow. I know that wasn't financial advice, but geez, that lesson was a doozy. I'm still kind of skeptical about how this is inevitable. Can you go over why you're so certain that this will happen?
Yes, I think that would make for a great next lesson. Just before next class, make sure you do your homework and you watch these videos on the end screen about what money really is.